Okay, we're on question 27 now. We are looking for the angle here that is outside of the circle. So our formula for this is x equals a minus b divided by 2. So the angle that's outside the circle would be representative of our x. And then this arc here would be the farther away arc. We'll call it, this would be the a and this would be the b. And then we'll call this x. And we're just going to place these into our formula. So one thing that you're going to need to know is that in order to solve for A, you know that a circle is 360 degrees. So I would first start by taking 360 and subtracting 124. So this portion here will be 236. So now we have all the information needed to plug into our formula. So we're going to say x equals 236 minus 124, all divided by 2. So we got 112, and then we'll divide that by 2, and that's going to give us 56. That's A here. Same on this question. This would be the A, and this would be the B, and then this is the X in the formula. Here, so these 4 questions are all kind of similar, and our variable for these 2 is in the same spot, and our variable for these 2 is in the same spot. So this right here, let's call this A, let's call this arc here B, and then we have 58. So a couple things that we know about this problem here. There's going to be like a little system of equations that we're using. The first thing that I know is that a plus b, which is that full circle, is 360. That's one thing we're starting with. And now the other thing that we know is a minus b divided by 2 is equal to 58. Now, if I want to kind of put these equations together, I'm going to first multiply both sides by 2, so I can just have this expression written out as a minus b. So I'm going to multiply both sides by 2 here. So 58 times 2, 116. Yep. And so our other equation, basically taking this and rewriting it, is a minus b equals 116. So now we kind of have 2 equations together that we can use or create a system of equations with. Now, if I add these 2 equations together, we'll eliminate a variable. So that should be somewhat familiar from algebra. So essentially, I'm looking for 2 numbers that when I add them together, I get 360, but when I subtract them, I get 116. So yeah, instead of using that guessing and checking, we're going to add these 2 equations together. A plus A is 2A, and 360 plus 116 is 476. And we'll divide by 2, and we'll get A equaling 238. And that's the arc here that we're looking for. So this part here would have been 238. Our other part would have been, if we needed to find it, 360 minus 238. So this part here would have been 112. So then you could just verify and check for yourself, is 238 plus 122, does that equal 360? Okay, it does. And then when I take them and subtract them and divide it by 2, am I getting that outside angle 58? And we are. Okay. Question 31 here. Here's our A angle, here's our B angle, and here's our X angle. So we're going to use our same formula. So X equals, and that's the outside angle, A minus B, all divided by 2. So 135 minus 45, that's 90, divided by 2 is going to be 45. Excuse me. And then we're on question 33. Now we're looking at some of the segments in a circle. So first thing is making sure we know our formula. Remember, our formula is the product of one chord. I'll just do it on my pencil. A times B is equal to the product of the other chord, C times D. So here we have one chord, and the 2 parts to that chord would be 9 and 8. And then our other chord would be 12 and x plus 6. So we're going to want to multiply 8 times 9. And that can be in either order. And then we're going to multiply 12 times x plus 6. And I would probably put the single term in front of my binomial, just so that I am reminding myself that I need to distribute it to both terms. So 8 times 9, that's 72. 12x plus 12 times 6, that's also, what is that, 72 as well. Yep. And then if we subtract 72 on both sides, we're going to get 0 equals 12x. So it won't always be the case that we're getting 0 for a variable. But what we're really looking for is the length of SD, and that's from here to here. So it'd just be 0 plus 6. So that's going to be 6. Okay, on 35, our formula for this, we have an outside part here, A, and a B. Outside part C and D. So these are two secants. So remember, the formula for this is A multiplied with A plus B. So it's the outside part of the secant multiplied by both parts of it added together equals C times C plus D, the outside times the whole thing. So now in our formula, A is 9, and then we would have 9 plus negative 9 plus 3x equals, the outside part here is 10, and then 10 plus 17. And then from here, we just are going to go ahead and simplify. So we're going to get 9, negative 9 and positive 9 is 0, so just 9 times 3x. And then we'll simplify this next one down a little bit to just add these two, and that's 27. So on the left side, we're going to get 27x equals, and the right side we'll get 270. So if we divide by 27 on both sides, we will get x equals 10. And once we know x is 10, we are looking for the length of EG. So here's EG. That would be this entire segment here. So all we just need to do is plug in the value of x into that. So we have EG, so we have 9 plus negative 9 plus 3x, and x is 10. So really this is just 0 here, so it'd be 30. Okay. Same thing for this next problem on the side. You have an A and B part and a C and D part. And if you wanted, these could be A and B, and this could be C and D as well, as long as your A and the C are the outside pieces. And then here we have a tangent and a secant. So our tangent segment is going to be multiplied by itself because it's the outside part and the whole line. And not equal, or equals rather. Equals, and then this is our B and our C. B times B plus C. So the outside part times the whole thing. This is an equal sign. There we go. So we're going to take 36, we're going to square it and equal it to 27 times 27 plus 2x minus 1. So from here, we're just going to start simplifying. 36 squared is 1,296. I'm going to go ahead and simplify this. So 27 and negative 1, that will combine to 26 plus 2x. And then I just need to distribute here. So 28 times 26, 728 plus 28 times 2 is what, 56x. And then we're just getting x by itself, so we can subtract 728 on both sides. And then we could divide by 56. Let me check my work here. 2x minus 1. Oh, I see what I did. I made a little mistake. Here's 27, and then all of a sudden I wrote 28. I'm not going to restart the whole video just for this, though. So I'm just going to rewrite this part, and then I'll just fix it. Have to fix the right side here. I see I don't have my students in class telling me, Miss Reese, what's going on here. All right, so we've got 27 times 26. This should change our answer. And then we've got 27 times 2 plus 54x. Okay, hopefully this is looking better. And let's subtract 702 on both sides. 54x. And let's divide by 54. And x is 11. Okay, let's see if this makes more sense. So we're looking for the length of EG. So we need to do 2 times 11 minus 1 plus 27. So this will be 22 minus 1 plus 27. So 21 plus 27 is going to be 48. Much better. Okay. And on to the last page, we have some equations of circles here. So question 39, we have our center of our circle. So remember the equation of a circle, write this at the top, x minus h in parentheses squared plus y minus k in parentheses squared equals the radius squared. So remember this is the h and this is the k, and then this is r for a radius, which we're plugging into our formula. So we're going to plug this 2 here, so it'd be x minus 2. And even though the center of the circle is positive 2, our equation is x minus 2. So remember, the sign is switched for that. And then we're going to have plus y minus 1 in parentheses squared equals 13 times 13, which is 169. Sorry, I ran out of space there. Okay, so x minus 2, y minus 1, there we go, right here. And then just also keep in mind, if either of these signs were negative, that would change, remember, the sign here to be a positive. Okay, and then in our last equation, oh good, we have an example with an equation where it's plus. So in order for that to have become a plus 2, the center of our circle would have had to be negative 2, negative 4. And let's talk about why. If I write out x minus, our equation is x minus h, in order for that to have become x plus 2, x minus a negative 2 in parentheses squared would turn into x plus 2. So the center of our circle is actually at negative 2 and negative 4. Okay, and then this would have had to have been y minus negative 4 in parentheses squared. And then here, this number 4 is our radius squared. So our radius squared is 4. So then we would just take the square root of that to get the radius of 2. So now all I have to do is match this negative 2, negative 4, and a radius of 2. That would be answer C.